Here we go. Battle Star Wars.
Really? This is all you have? Don't you have any... How do I put this nicely? Don't you have any good movies?
We only got Asylum movies, Chief. And stop judging things by their cover.
Disengage the engines and step away from the console.
I can't. Or everyone on this ship will die.
Manakobran.
When did they establish who this guy is?
They didn't.
The Coalition aren't the good guys anymore. You're a paladin, can't you see that?
They really wanted him to be a knight, but that would offend the mouse, wouldn't it?
Haha, how do you know who Disney is?
Already hitting play, can't hear you.
We want out. We want a planet of our own and we're not turning back. Not when we're this close.
As close to what? There's nothing. Nothing out there.
OMG guys, it's 90-degree Earth.
That can't be right.
Actually, it is.
That's an energy sword, guys. It doesn't matter how you hold it. Everyone's played Halo. We know what that is. You can't pull a sneaky one.
Command, I'm on board the stolen vessel. The mission to negotiate terms for surrender.
Negative. Command advises immediate evacuation. We will destroy that ship, Paladin.
No.
Make sure you are not on it.
No!
It was at this moment that he knew he messed up.
Hey, buddy.
2,756 Novacs perished by these hands for this Novak to stand before you today.
This has the same energy as someone just walking up to you and being like, hey, I bench 200 pounds.
You don't.
It will be up to the leaders among you to determine whether this hand remains open in friendship or crushes you in its grasp. You have 24 hours to surrender the planet or suffer the consequences.
This feels like a legitimate bad politician speak. Like, you know, when someone just is talking and kind of doesn't mean what they're saying, and it's really scripted, kind of like what I'm doing right now.
What's wrong with him?
Don't touch anything.
Take him out.
Jesus, calm down, Captain Marvel. They didn't stand a chance.
Stand down, pirate! Do not fire that weapon!
Well, I guess he didn't matter.
He actually said, out of my way, NPC.
Pardon my reach.
Helper just decked that guy. She's been out for blood like the whole movie.
What do I do with this?
Don't touch it!
I'm sure I can find haven without you.
Good luck.
Why can't anyone get dramatic moments in this film? We can't get fights, we can't get standoffs. That's not how you build tension, guys. A sequel bait. I actually can't wait to see another one of these.
Don't encourage them.
You didn't like it.
The movie blatantly tried to rip off other sci-fi media without committing to any of it. Remember the energy sword? It doesn't matter how they hold it. That's an energy sword.
Yeah, sure, they stole a little. Maybe they stole a lot. But films like this just do that, so you kind of have to expect it and take it with a grain of salt.
Okay, but how do you overlook the fact they reused the same set for 4 different ships? All they do is change the lighting.
Do you want an in-world explanation or the real explanation?
Let's see you try to make up an in-world explanation.
Well, a lot of manufactured goods look the same. It's likely that both ships are made by the same manufacturer and they just use the same prefabs for both. But realistically, it was a budget constraint, but we can't fault the film for that.
That's fair, but we wouldn't need color-coordinated corridors if the movie actually tells us where they are or what's going on. The movie just jumps from location to location without any steps and logic. Hell, the movie literally starts halfway through a prequel.
That's a good critique, and I won't deny that this movie has really inconsistent writing. Like, the Paladin could just go from not flying in the atmosphere
Then go back. Didn't I just see you fly?
In 0G, yeah. This is low orbit where I have gravity to contend with.
to flying while also being pushed down. But not knowing what's going on actually lends itself rather well to some scenes, especially like the fighter scene. Not knowing who's who really lends itself to just flying through the 3D models, which, may I add, are a lot better than the 3D models we've seen in the last movie. So, credit where credit's due, I guess.
What is he doing with his hands? No one is shooting.
I mean, look at him. He's having the time of his life. I guess when you love your job, you don't work a day in your life. But you're right, a lot of acting is one note, especially from the Paladin, the Emperor, and Darth Vader. They all had no personality, and the Paladin especially only had like one accent the whole movie.
Step away from the console.
It's like you said.
Your father believes he is right. It may be up to us to provide him with the necessary perspective. Tell me, friend, how did you acquire it?
From a paladin, friend.
Paladins serve for life.
Like, it was like monotone, but in an accent. It was kind of weird. But in spite of that, some of the actors definitely had potential. Like, Astera's character definitely had its moments. Like, when she confronted her father, it felt rather genuine. But she did have a bad take when her mother died that felt almost overly dramatic. But at least there was character. The same is true for Helper. Like, she was just fun the whole movie, honestly.
Though the technology is quite antiquated. I'm certain I can manage the repairs.
Can this thing be trusted?
This thing, his name is Helper.
Short for a hard light projected retainer. Though I've come to find that label somewhat derivative.
She was really witty and sarcastic and kind of just bloodthirsty. They were almost my favorite. They only came second to Novak.
But he has literally every problem that you said other characters have.
Yeah, but that is what makes him great. He's just the barbarian that dumped all of his points into strength. All of it just meshes really well. Like, it's not even like a well-written character. It's just kind of a bunch of jumbled messes that kind of fit together, I guess. But I can admit this movie did have poor writing. Things just happened to advance the plot.
Yeah, what was up with Emperor Malastare just losing contact with his blockade, then just being able to contact whoever immediately afterward?
The best explanation was that their little ship had a jammer, but the writers never conveyed that. Even the writing had its moments where it did show that the people behind it had a potential. Like the Crystal Cave scene really felt like a character bonding moment, which we never get in these films. Usually it's like a friendship montage. The movie only had 4 climactic moments and they failed all of them, only nailing the fighter scene. Like, they missed confronting Ajax, the fight between the Force users, and killing Trell.
This one's for Hayden.
And the reveal about Astera's mother was also, like, not really climactic because it kind of was tarnished by the acting, in my case at least.
I'd be willing to watch the sequel if they made it.
Good enough. What do you feel like watching now?
You know what? I'm still in a sci-fi mood. Maybe something a little more modern.
Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If there's anything you didn't like with the movie, let me know in the comments. I'm still pretty new to this. And I'll see you next time.